Hello, hello. It's Godswill once again, and I have another dope friend of mine, Gigi Murakami. She is a fantastic artist that I got to meet like 5+ years ago or so, like in New York, and just been one of the coolest people doing it. Wow, you remember when we first met?
We first met in 2021 at the industry party for Anime NYC.
You got good memory. I thought it was like 2019 or something like that for some reason.
No, it's not that far back.
Dang,
No.
okay. Well, good on you.
No, it was my first industry party, so I was like, it's like a baby bird. I was like looking and observing everything.
I thought you were a veteran then, and I was like, oh, okay, of course. Gigi.
No, not then. I was super, like, I snuck in basically. I didn't sneak in. I was a plus one, but
Okay, good on you. But you made it. Here you are now. You're killing it. Like, you just came out with like a one shot of your series that you've been doing. I would love to hear more about that. I think you're a cool person. You've been doing some cool art for a minute, and I was like, you know what? Come on my podcast and let's talk about what you got going on. So, I guess can you describe yourself? Put yourself out there first before I mess up everything.
You will not mess up everything.
Cool.
So my name is Gigi Murakami. I am a manga artist. Huh?
No, sorry.
It is. It is. Murakami is my actual last name.
I like that.
Yeah. I mean, it is through marriage, but like, it's my legal last name.
That's a cool name. That's a cool name. I'll just play that.
No, I got you. So yeah, I'm a horror manga artist and illustrator. I am best known for Resenter, which is my supernatural horror manga that I started self-publishing, but then did a pitch with Viz, and it ended up becoming a one-shot on Viz.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm also Ignatz nominated, which I'm trying to remember in my little my vocal
Your
bio.
resume.
Yeah, my little resume.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ignatz nominated for Resenter actually.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's pretty tight. Yeah. So how long you been working on Resenter?
I've been
And like,
working on
could you, I guess,
Resenter.
tell us like for people who haven't read it, like what is it about?
Oh, so Resenter is, like I said, a supernatural horror manga, but it is about a girl named Jackie who is murdered at her job one night, and she. Do I want to give the long version or the short version?
That time.
I'll give the long version then. So
Yeah.
she wakes up in this place called the Death Zone and meets this woman named Rhea, who is a Ripper. And Rippers are like the Grim Reapers of this world. And she gives Jackie 3 options. One is to basically transition onto like the afterlife, and she'll be reinstated into a new body. It's unknown as to when she'll become a human again, but she'll be reinstated into some sort of form. The second option is to get revenge on Jackie's behalf, which is the Ripper's primary function. That's their job. And then the third option is for Jackie to become a Ripper. So yeah, so
Okay.
lot of stuff going on with Resenter, with revenge, vengeance, morality, and all that kind of jazz. So
Where'd the story come from?
honestly, the crux of the story came from my own feelings of resentment and revenge. So that leads into your other question, when I first started working on it. So during the pandemic, we all had time, right? We all had time to just sit and think. So during the pandemic, I had a lot of time to just think about like life stuff, like things that had happened to me that I hadn't fully processed and like fully like gone through, and like I hadn't figured out like how I felt about these things. And I came to the conclusion that I was still pretty upset about some of these like interactions with certain people and things like that. But some of these situations were so long ago that I was kind of unfulfilled. Like there was no catharsis from the situation. I had no like outlet to kind of like figure those feelings out. And personally, I love like revenge tales. I love revenge movies, and I love that kind of stuff. So
Do you have some favorites? of those
I
of that
do.
genre?
I do. I probably my most favorite is probably Kill Bill.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
my top favorite like of all time. I can watch it at any time. I'm down.
That's dope.
Um
I need to rewatch. I've only seen it like the once, like long ago, like when it came out.
the once,
I
dude,
know.
I saw Kill Bill in theaters. I remember when I saw I was like, oh, I don't want to age myself,
I
but
saw it with my mom. Because me and her used to watch movies all the time together, and definitely watch a lot of awkward movies together. I don't know if she could handle it or if she liked it, but I loved it. But also
oh
I just don't get the
man.
chance to rewatch movies as much as I want. You know,
You like I am the movie girl. You gotta watch a movie. Bro, we have to have like a watch party.
I'm
Cause
down.
like you're all the way on the other side of the coast and like what the heck? Jump
I
in the
know.
Discord and
I
have like
know.
a watch
Ah,
party.
and people keep telling me to jump on Discord, and I want to. Well, I'm on Discord, but I just don't use it like that. I don't
That's
know.
fair. I
And
mean,
like
I don't know.
I hear about the communities that people have on Discord and people hanging out, and it's like, oh, that sounds like fun. And then I just go back to being a hermit. I don't know
It's
why.
fun. It
Yeah,
is
but
fun. One of
movie
your
nights. I'd be down for movie nights, honestly.
do a movie night. You don't have
Because
to
I've been
be like
wanting
in a server. You can just like have it. You can have like a private group, like a group chat.
to. Okay. I think I
Just
just
like
keep
invite
wanting to do it in
people.
person, and, like have people here, but also it's like doesn't
What
really matter.
about me, Godswill? I'm
I
on the other side of the coast.
maybe you should come to the other side of the coast. Have you thought about that?
Do you have other side of the coast money for me to travel?
Eto. I want to. I'm trying, but I'd be
I
down for
too want to.
let's do a Kill Bill movie night soon. Because I
Yeah.
definitely been like also I feel like I've been hearing about like volume 3 or something like that, or maybe just people like, oh, we wish there was
People
volume
keep
3.
saying that. I wish there
Yeah,
was a volume 3. I don't think there will be though. I
yeah,
don't think
that's what I'm
so.
thinking. Although, hey,
Tarantino
Tarantino.
said after 10 movies, he's retiring.
Oh no. Yeah, what
And
movie's on now?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was number 9, I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Dang. I did like that movie though. I like Tarantino. I feel like people like try to uh bag on Tarantino. Although, what do you think? It sounds like you have some complex feelings about him.
I have very complex. I the same complex feelings that I have for Tarantino are the same complex feelings that I have for Kanye West. I
Fair.
will say the complicated feelings that I have for Kanye West are at a higher intensity,
Yes.
but
Did you grow up like with like Kanye music too?
I did. I
Yeah. What
did.
was your favorite album,
I'm
Kanye?
very disappointed.
I feel
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not a fan of like the college dropout stuff.
that's
I
fair.
hate to I know that's blasphemous,
I
but
know, right? Like I feel a little bit. I felt a little twinge, but I was like, it's okay.
I know. I do like the skits. I love when albums have skits and albums don't do that stuff anymore.
Because a few albums, I hate when they put it together with their song, and then you have to go through
Oh, you have to go
like
through the album
original.
in order to hear it
Exactly. Like
properly.
I like how like College Dropout had like skit number 4 and then the song.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
I
you didn't
agree
like
with
College
that.
Dropout.
Yeah. Say that again?
Because you didn't like College Dropout though, right?
As a body of work, it's not my favorite. I
That's
mean,
fair.
I'm gonna be
That's fair.
basic and I like what is it, Dark Twisted Fantasy?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, like everyone
That's
says it's his
like
magnum opus right there.
it is the magnum opus. I think Yeezus is pretty good too.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. A lot of people. I don't even know if they talk about Yeezus. They say like Yeezus was the fall off, but like I like Yeezus a lot.
I also like I bought Yeezus. That's probably the only Kanye
Ooh.
West album that I bought. It was a digital buy,
Okay.
but
Still,
anyway,
but
I
complex
feel
feelings. I
like
guess like you still because like I have complex feelings for him too myself. Like I
yeah.
think I can understand where you're going. Like where it's like lots of good times with him, hoping that he
We
gets
don't
better.
have to go into detail,
Hey,
but
hey.
it is like I think we all understand like why anybody would have complex feelings about Kanye West.
I think black people understand it best. I think a lot of people are like, I don't like Kanye and like he's banned, and if you liked him,
Yeah.
you're this and that versus like no. Hold on.
There's
Like
a disappointment here.
yeah, very much
There's a
so.
disappointment.
And for some reason, I still have like an optimism for him. Like I'm still
I-
hoping that like he like
yeah.
you're like, all right, it's time to make music again, and found God like in the right way where I still curse, but like like not going crazy like I am.
Yeah, there's an optimism for sure. I my every year, I think every year my optimism for Kanye drops 1 to
Same.
2%
Yeah.
every year.
I think after Vultures 2 is like it dropped like a lot. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, but it's
I
still
didn't
like a
even
little.
I didn't even listen to the other like EPs that he had put out, and
Oh,
then
like years ago EP or like
no,
recently?
he did like I thought he did like a
Like he did
or
like
maybe
Jesus is
it's not an
King type of deal.
EP. Which one?
Jesus is King. Like he did like a whole church thing.
I I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't listen to the whole album. I'm not so like I didn't grow up in like Baptist church. I grew up in a Catholic church. So
Oh yeah,
our
Catholic.
church music was like hallelujah. So
Yeah.
like I like that kind of chorus stuff, but
Uh,
I have family that grew up like in more like like different denominations where the music is kind of like bumping, like
uh-huh.
gospel. Um
And
I can
you've always
rock.
been in New York, right?
I've always lived in New York, yeah. But
Wow.
my family is from the South.
Okay, gotcha,
And
gotcha.
they came up, got married, came up here. Um but what's the one song? Did you listen to Selah from Jesus is King?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, maybe I didn't
Oh my
listen to it.
god.
I feel like I listened to
Oh,
it like once. Let me
oh my
peek
god.
peek
That
once.
song. That like I am one of those people that like when the artists be acting up in the streets,
Uh-huh.
I do drop off a little bit. So I did purposely stop
Proper guess.
listening to his music for a bit.
Yes.
Godswill, I haven't listened to R. Kelly and Michael Jackson in so long.
Michael
I did
Jackson too?
relapse. I relapsed on Michael Jackson a little bit. I
Yeah,
was
there
having
you go.
I was having some complicated feelings
Because R.
about
Kelly,
MJ.
I can get. Like
Yeah,
like
it's done
although
for RJ for R.
for me though,
Kelly.
Ignition still bumps.
It does.
Yeah,
I just I can't play it. I feel icky if I play it.
that's fair.
But
I wouldn't be like you stop listening to R. Kelly.
I know. And then like Michael, I had to give it a break. I saw that documentary and I was like, oh, I don't
You
know what
saw
to
I didn't
believe.
even
But
watch the documentary. I was like, I'm okay. I don't need to be
it
this.
was a lot. It was a
Yeah.
lot.
It seemed like a good piece.
I am like 80-20. He probably, I don't know, 80%. I don't know. I don't know. We don't have to get into that. That's complicated. But anyway,
Making become controversial myself, but I always get
exactly.
in trouble. I don't want to get
I don't
you in
want to,
trouble,
I don't want to get myself in trouble either.
bless.
Um,
And
but
Gigi Murakami believes this about this.
this is a deep fake. This is fake.
Yeah, not here. This is AI.
This is AI.
I got my most heinous friends to say the worst shit, but no.
Oh my
But
god.
okay, so but no, I feel you with the complex feelings. If you want to get into it, I'm always down for it. But anyway,
We can get into it. Like
okay,
well, I mean, there's nothing surprising about Kanye West. It's
yeah,
more so about Quentin Tarantino that is
yeah,
like complex. We could get into that
eat stuff.
off air, but it's just like, he's just
Okay,
affiliated with certain people that I'm just like, why would you do that to yourself? Like,
yeah.
just do you not have a conscience, my guy? Like, I don't know. I
Boy,
don't, we
oh
got to
my
be
gosh.
held to
Yeah, like we're gonna start
a higher
politics now too.
standard.
But oh man, let me not get you in trouble, all right? Like,
Please don't.
although
I'm hanging on by a thread.
sometimes
No, let me stop.
know,
That's not true.
yeah, I was like, I feel like you're pretty good. I feel like you're on there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
no,
I'm
I'm
chilling.
proud of you. Like honestly, like when I got to see Resenter like come on that one shot, I saw this is the most amount of love I had like seen for like a one shot like in a while too. Because
I
at
love
least from what
that.
I've seen, like being in Viz, like like I actually read all the one shots. I read the latest one last night. Loved yours.
Mm,
Yeah, I try to keep up with everything. I'm trying to put myself out there. Like yours was beautiful. Like the art, it's like heavy and sad for sure. And it was like the best, like one of the best, like most well wrapped up one shots in my opinion. Where I was like, I want more for this.
I
Um,
appreciate that.
yeah,
I read
yeah,
through some of them and like I don't want to toot my own horn, but I do feel like that also.
yeah,
Like certain ones ended a little like it's like some ambiguous stuff happening in the middle, and I was like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
yeah.
think
But
like the other ones
I'm
like I
proud
really
of.
like. I like the Waffle House one. I would
I
like
do
to.
too.
Yes.
I saw that. I started reading that from you actually because you
Yeah.
posted it, and I was like, I really like the artwork for this, but I'm not sure. Waffle House, I was like,
It was such
oh,
a weird premise, but like I loved it. And
I
then
do like stuff like that though, like
yeah,
weird kind of like it's
I'm
something that like back in the day, like before the internet is like established. I feel like it's something like you would just find like in a forum or something. Like
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
so weird, but it's so cool.
Exactly. You never know where it can go. Like
Right.
I like quite a few of them. But yeah, yours like it really hit. I feel like there's like a fan base for it. Like, do you already have like more for it? Like more volumes and um.
So I'm thinking some things. Some stuff that like I'm not ready to like say
Okay.
publicly yet. I should
Okay.
have prefaced that before we jumped on. My bad.
That's
Not to
that's
put you
no,
on the
no, no,
spot.
hey, actually, that's perfect, that's perfect, that's perfect, like, hey,
Yeah.
that's all good, like, I like
Yeah.
seeing, like, where people are at, but, yeah, it's like, I'm excited for more, hopefully, in that world or whatever next you got going on, but how long you been doing art for? I mean, or I guess, have you been doing art your whole life?
I have been doing art for my whole life. I started when I was like 5 or 6. I used to like go to my aunt's and my grandma's house and like trace the magazines. So like you know how like they used to have magazine ads with like Rugrats? I remember there's a specific core memory I have of like tracing Chucky Finster and like showing my aunt and being like, "Look what I did."
Yeah, Chucky your guy?
Yeah, Chucky was my guy. That was my favorite Rugrat.
That's
That was
funny.
like I was like, and he had like the little like Saturn on his shirt. I was like,
Oh,
that's me and
yeah?
you. That's me and you, Chucky.
I like
So yeah.
Chucky a lot. Like one thing I'll say, I feel like Rugrats got ruined when they brought Dill in, and then Kimmy was supposed to be like a
Yeah.
replacement for Tommy. Tommy's my guy. Um,
Yeah. You
and then
give Tommy vibes. I could see
thank you.
that.
Hey, that's
I could
that's a
see
great
that.
compliment. I like that.
I could see
Um,
that.
yeah, like for me, like actually, I think he really inspired me a lot. And then I feel like he got nerfed when they brought Dill. Like Dill was like he's like, I guess I gotta take care of my baby brother who can't talk like us for some reason.
Right. Like
You
was he
know,
too young or like
he was just always too young, and it's just sort of like, is he ever going to learn how to talk like the rest of the babies? Like they're all like 1 year old too, anyways.
yeah, like I mean is the development is just like a few months away, I guess.
They just can't keep
Like
up, but I guess they have their own language. I have no clue.
because
I
when the adults hear them, it's just like baby talk.
exactly actual baby
So
talk,
it's
but
like,
they are like literally 1, maybe 2 years old or so.
yeah, I think they are literally like the oldest is well, I mean, Angelica was the oldest. She was like
Yeah,
not,
she was like
she's
three.
probably like 3 or 4, but
Yeah,
like they were like 1 and
Susie. Yeah, Susie
2.
was like 4. I love how Susie like kept her in check.
She sure did.
I don't know
She
why Susie
sure
wasn't in more
did.
episodes.
You know why. We don't have
Yeah.
to talk about it.
I ain't seen
We
how
don't have to talk
controversial
about
my
it.
podcast really is. So, Gigi, what
Oh,
do you
this
think?
is gonna be the most punk podcast episode. It's
Hey,
just
if
like
you want to
everybody.
get into it. So, what you think about the election?
Oh, you don't want me to get into that? Oh my god,
Oh
Twitter
boy.
has been my outlet
Oh
on that
boy.
one.
Are you
A
still like
mess.
so I guess like after like so first of all, are you still like really on Twitter like that?
I am.
Uh,
I put this on Instagram on my well, if, I'm saying it publicly now, but like on the close friends tab.
yeah.
I can't delete Twitter now. I have too many like people that follow me on Twitter. Like too many
uh
like
chains
valuable
hooked.
yeah.
I feel it. I
I
feel it.
can't.
I I
I'm trapped. I'm trapped.
I feel you with
Shit
that.
sucks.
I know. I keep wanting like the next replacement for it, but like it's just nothing yet. I guess that like really can take over.
Blue Sky is great. It's just it's
Feels too,
very chill.
it feels too sanitized in a way.
Yeah.
Or
Like
everyone's
everybody's
like,
trying to be on their best behavior.
yeah, which is cool, it's nice, but that's not what I really want. It is what I want.
Yeah.
It's what because like I was talking with my friend about like what social media is. Social media
Mhm.
does like the most flagrant bad stuff. Like especially like Twitter. Like you just sign up for a Twitter account and gives you like all these default accounts. That are doing like fighting, just bad behavior, all the twerking, all the shit, right? If you
Right.
don't curate your social media, like it'll just be like here's the most flagrant stuff, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So I like that Blue Sky is like, let's be positive and let's work together. But I want it to be fun still, you
The
know?
algorithm is not algorithming on Blue Sky, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
I think I think that's what's missing.
That's a good point. Because like I want cool stuff, but if we could be nice more than not, maybe more moderation. I'm not sure. Blue Sky feels like all these other
Probably.
sites feel too sanitized at the moment. That's not like already the established stuff.
Yeah, like it doesn't feel like humans are on here. It feels
Yeah.
like
Ooh.
people are here, but they're the best thing I can think of is like everybody's on their best behavior. Like people are afraid to be like
Real.
themselves right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they don't
Yeah.
want to upset the flock, which is like I get it.
Yeah.
Trauma on Twitter will do that.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I was honestly low key hoping that Elon was gonna lose. That way we can get like a new person, but we're here.
Yeah.
This is reality.
Yeah. I will say before the election happened, my Twitter algorithm was like
Yeah. Yeah. And then
fantastic because I had I had all the like I had Black Twitter
yeah, nice.
and then I had all the horror people,
Nice.
like movies and stuff, and then I had all the manga people. So I was getting this influx of just like, oh,
That's what you need.
delicious. That
Uh-huh.
recommendation, that
Yeah.
meme is funny.
Curated it.
Black
It was
culture
this goes
stuff,
here, this goes here. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
new horror movie, this review, and it was like, I was eating. It
There
was
we go.
fantastic.
But what happened
Then the
then?
election happened. And it was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay,
I've been staying away. I've been staying away, I think, this whole past week, just making like I was heavily, I think, like October, like I was like, maybe Twitter's back. Maybe I'll be okay. Now I'm just
no,
like
not at all.
having arguments every day with or at least I'm not having arguments. I try to stay away from arguments. Do you get in arguments with people online?
I am becoming a little more public figure-y, so I am trying to have less arguments with people online. I'm trying to
Uh,
take it easy.
I feel that. I feel like good on you, though.
Yeah.
So I guess tell me about horror. Like why horror for you also?
I love horror. It's
Yeah.
so weird to me that people don't like horror. Like that's one of the oldest, like fear is one of the oldest emotions we have as human beings. Like
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're
it's
you're like
so
you're right.
like,
Although yeah, like have you thought about like why you like horror? Like I mean, I don't mean to be like, why do you like horror?
oh my
Hmm.
God, the grill. I don't know. I've always been like I don't know. I've always enjoyed the idea of like fear or like a prank or like I was that kind of kid that like would so like when I was younger, I have a sister who's like 10 years or 9 years older than me,
Wow.
and she would come home from work and I would every time like clockwork when I was a kid, I would like hide behind my mom's bed or I would hide in the closet and like pop out and show niggas. No. But like I would pop out on her. I would pop out and like try to
Yeah.
surprise her.
Just started crip walking on her. It's like,
You're
whoa,
right.
what are we doing out here?
She's like, this is a lot. Wait, I'm not ready. She was like, check yourself. But no,
Did you like the
I
fear that
just
she was going to give you? Like once you gave her some fear?
no, I just like pranks and like scaring people and like just like I don't know. I mean, I have ADHD, so like
Yeah.
I am like somebody that needs high dopamine.
Yeah.
Um,
So
so
like
it's
you
like
had that spike of that fear, huh?
yeah, or like scaring somebody else or pranking somebody else or being scared. Like that
Mhm.
is like like I don't
Never
know.
thought
That
about it like that.
I never find that to be boring. It's
That's
always
cool.
like fun to me. But even like my favorite Rugrat is the one who's always fucking scared. Like I'm like, I see you,
Yeah.
Chucky. I see you.
That's
I
funny. Although,
I think I think people assume that like I'm fearless because I do horror stuff. I am not. Like I have callus on like certain things, but
I like that callous.
but I've grown some
Yeah.
callus on like certain stuff, but like I still get very, very scared. So it's
Um,
like, yeah.
what scares you the most? Also, this is good. Like, it's like
Ooh.
for me. Also, I just had no. For me, horror is not my thing.
Mm.
I think I can like suffer it in a way, but like I wouldn't choose it. Like I'm not. In fact, I was supposed to go hang out with somebody during Halloween. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna watch Terrifier 3," and I was like,
Ooh, that's not for you. I can
"Yeah,
tell you right now, that's not for you.
really? Okay." I'm glad I didn't see it
Yeah.
because I was like, I don't know. This just doesn't
That
look
might
right.
be a that might be a lot. People, I don't like Terrifier is not a movie that should be in theaters, in my personal opinion. But because it is in theaters, I feel like they maybe tone some stuff down.
Oh,
Terrifier it's a series that like you don't it's not for everybody.
okay.
Like I feel like with every movie, Terrifier gets more and more. It's very violent. It's very gory, and I don't mean like what's a very gory movie, graphic
That's what
movie.
I'm thinking. I'm like, how gory? And it's like, well, I'm also like horror gory could be a different type of gory than like I think I prefer. Maybe I have no clue.
What is the goriest movie you've ever seen?
Hmm. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, what even counts as gory?
I'm trying to
Um,
like compare.
yeah, it's like funny enough, like sort of gory to me was this medical TV show that was on Showtime.
ER. Oh,
No, it was called it's like yes, no,
yeah.
no, it's called The Nick, I believe. It was like based like in 1900s and then like
Oh,
1900, yeah, and then like the first scene that they're doing is like they're trying to like save a mother like who's having like complications like with like a pregnancy. So, like,
pregnancy.
yeah, and like it's just
Yeah.
like unfortunately like a lot of blood and it's just like damn, this is hardcore, but because I
If a
sort of come
lot
from
of
yeah.
if that's hardcore, I would stay away from Terrifier. I'm
Oh wow.
telling you,
Okay.
it's
I'm okay. I like being in happy places. I haven't seen Midsommar. I haven't seen
Midsommar is okay. I think you
okay.
could do Midsommar.
Uh,
Midsommar is fun, actually. I think not fun, but like it's fun because there's something to talk about. Terrifier, there's nothing to talk about other than the violence and the gore.
okay. Because that's what
I
I'm thinking. Like maybe I feel like the opposite would happen. Like if it's like too psychological, I'll just keep thinking about it and that'll wake me out. Versus like violence, I feel like I can do violence. I don't know. then again, I'm happy where I'm at. I feel like I have too many shows. I have too many things that like I'm like I don't need. I look. That's fine. That's over there. Y'all
I
have
will
fun.
say
Yes.
I'll give you a slight spoiler on the first Terrifier.
Please go ahead. I don't think I'm gonna go backwards either.
This is yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But if this is the number one, it just gets worse down the line. I haven't seen Terrifier 3, mind you, but Terrifier 2 was way a lot more than like Terrifier 1.
Oh
The
boy.
first Terrifier, the tamest, in my opinion. One of the most brutal scenes that happens is that a girl is cut in half. Like 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 she is hanging not like this. It's in like a X shape. She's not hanging like this. She is hanging upside down. So Art the clown is going coochie to head.
Gucci first. I was like, hopefully head first.
No,
First time.
she's feeling all that for a minute. It is coochie to head down.
Oh.
Um
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe
and you
okay.
see all that. They don't turn away.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no, you see.
Okay, yeah, I'm okay. I'm like
It's not for you. I'm
okay.
telling you. I can sense people's horror tolerance. That's not for
Thank
you.
you. Okay. I appreciate you being honest about that. Yeah,
I
because like your stuff, like at least like it was like a cool like it made me think. It was like, is there anybody well, thank God there's nobody right now I want revenge like that right now. Hopefully I
right.
never. But also like
Hopefully.
if that ever happened, it would I take like a deal like that? Like, oh, just put me in purgatory. I don't care.
What would you choose? So then you would choose to be reinstated into another body? You choose option
Yeah,
1?
like yeah, it's like is it like reincarnation or stay in purgatory like for revenge, right?
For revenge, if you choose
Yeah.
revenge. And then the
Yeah.
third option is to be a ripper.
Ooh.
You might be a ripper. Well,
I
I
could,
think you would. I think you'd choose option 1.
yeah, honestly,
I
I was
don't
like
know. Yeah.
I don't see myself being a ripper, like especially like after reading this, like although yeah, I'm like, would I have the knowledge I have now? It's like, nope, I seen what you guys do, and I'm okay. I would like to go home or
The other
go elsewhere.
rippers, they don't have that knowledge though, see?
Exactly, it's like you just
They
get
don't have that
the
knowledge.
deal as soon as you make it there, right? And
Exactly.
I think, but also I feel like I would just be like, I'm okay. It is what it is. Like I don't know. It's like I feel bad that this happened. I got run over or someone killed me for whatever reason. Also
Oh.
I keep thinking I like zombie apocalypse. Like I feel like I would
Yeah.
make it past 100 days, but like I would get betrayed, and that's how I would die. How would
Oh,
you
I could
like?
see that. I
Yeah.
could see that.
How would you do? And then also, I would also like to hear like what would be your favorite horror verse to like be in? I guess. Would you want to be in a horror verse? Or no, you have to be in a horror verse. What would you choose?
I have no choice.
Yes, you have to be in something. I think zombies is like what I would want to be in. At least it's like, okay, hopefully
Mm.
slowish, we can work together, have to worry about people eventually, but when are you not?
I
But
feel like zombie is like I feel like that's the most comfortable that people would are with
yes.
like a horror verse because like we have so much material on it. Like we're prepped. If the zombies are fast, we know what to do. If the zombies are slow, we know what to do. We know all the
Yeah,
places to go. Like
yeah.
we already feel safe. Um I don't know. Wait, you asked me a few
I
questions
know
and
I
I kind
asked
of
you a
wanted
lot of
to
questions
ask.
right there.
You
I
did.
yeah,
Okay.
let's focus on the horror thing right now. The horror verse. Yeah, like
The
which
horror
horror?
verse.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh
I just
gosh.
had like so many ideas right now.
I feel like anywhere where Freddy Krueger and Art the Clown are not at, I think I could survive. Cause like I need to be able to sleep.
Yeah,
And and Art the Clown is just like brutal, yo. He is like, I'm not messing with that man. Like
yeah.
if I
So
see
you're
that,
in that. It's the same clown the whole time, right?
it's the same clown the whole time. And then in the second movie, he has like this like helper who's like this little clown girl.
Oh no.
Um and she doesn't really do anything in the second movie. She's just like creepy, but he
She's there for
is
the
like, yeah, she's just there for the vibes. But she just
vibes.
like follows him around and like does like they just hang out.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Do you think
girl, where
clowns
are your
are scary?
parents? I don't. But
Okay.
I could see why people do, and I
Uh,
could see this movie being really bad for somebody who's terrified of like I have one of my best friends is terrified of clowns. Terrified. I almost hit her up and was like, "Hey girl, the new Terrifier movie is coming out. Avoid my stories. Just don't go on my stories."
yeah. Good on you. Look at you looking out for people, you know?
I did not tell her that, but she's not on social media that much anyways, but she,
Good.
I should have given her the heads up. But I tried not to share so much stuff, but like cuz I share a lot of stuff on my stories at once, but I was like, "Okay, maybe she'll quit halfway through and she will see it."
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a little bit of a cop out answer, but yeah, for sure.
That's
Anywhere where
fair.
Freddy Krueger and Art the Clown
I
are
think
not
that's
at.
that's a good one. So you could do like anything else, like maybe like Terminator, like machines take over. I guess Matrix, right? Like or like
Dear
Aliens.
God, dear
Uh,
God.
I'm trying to think of all the horror verses I can think of. Uh,
Alien, I think Alien is relatively easy. I'm not going to any abandoned ships. I'm not doing it. Like that's not
look over there. Okay, you're black enough, like where it's like, okay, let's not be dumb, right?
right. Dude, I had a conversation. I had like a slight debate with a follower in my DMs and they were
Yeah.
like, "What do you mean like we were talking about Alien versus Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Have you seen that
Oh,
one?
mm-mm.
That's an that's an OG like
That was
sci-fi
like 50s,
horror.
right?
That was there were a few versions. One I think came out in the 50s, but the one I'm referring to is came out in the 70s. It came
Okay.
out do you remember Hunger Games?
Yeah, I didn't watch it though.
Damn. I
I know.
forget the name of the actor. His name is I think Keith something. Keith Sutherland. He was
Okay.
in that movie and
Wow.
then also Leonard Nimoy and
Oh
Jeff
wow.
Goldblum. That was like they were in the 70s version of Attack of the Body
Wow. I also
Snatchers
didn't know
or
Jeff Goldblum was
Invasion.
that old.
He is so fine in that movie. I'm sorry,
I
but
I have to agree, honestly. I'm
he
not you're
is
not wrong there. I'm glad he
he
made
is
a
so
resurgence
fine.
himself.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, just
Um,
randomly.
but we were arguing, not arguing, but we were like debating about like which alien was worse, and I was like, bro, the Invasion of the Body Snatchers aliens are way scarier than xenomorphs. So we all know xenomorphs, right? They're all
Yeah.
just they like pop out, right? The
Yeah.
acid everywhere, right. But Invasion of the Body Snatchers, because people haven't seen it, they underestimate how scary that shit is.
Yeah.
What happens in Invasion of the Body Snatchers is you have these aliens that float down from space into Earth, and they're like minuscule. They're like microorganisms,
Oh, so you can't see him.
and you can't see them. So they basically attack our drinking supplies, our water supplies, and like they are like plants. So basically they bloom. They have like these tiny. They turn into these tiny flowers. Like they're in these flowers, these pods or whatever, and they bloom, and then they can be in the. We can take them home like a plant, whatever, and they can be in our drinking water as well. So it's like if you have like water or these plants or whatever, they can infect you and you'll be sleeping and they'll make a clone of your body basically. But they'll strip down like your genetic material and like they'll make like a meat suit of you.
Oh,
But it's like it's you, but it's not really you.
is it
And
conscious? Is it like can it like
it's
move?
absolutely sentient. It looks like somebody like it looks like the person like it looks like the person that they're trying to replicate. So they replicate these people and they have like a hive mind because it's a plant. So they're all thinking not the same thing, but like they all have a plan, like a purpose, and they all know what that purpose is. So the point of like what happens in the movie is like the main characters, the world is changing around them and they don't know who to trust because they don't know who's been infected by these plants. The main character, her fiance or whatever, is like infected and he just starts acting really differently. And she's like talking to her coworker Keith Sutherland. She's like, "Hey, I'm kind of scared about this. Like, I don't know, you know, is his name Keith? I think it's Donald. I don't know. Anyway,
One of the
ADHD moment.
yeah,
It's one of
Sutherland.
them. People know Sutherland. That's his last
Yeah.
name for sure. But she's like, "Hey, I don't know what's going on with hubby. He's acting strange." And like they kind of like spend some time away and then they like kind of tail the guy and it's like she realizes like something is definitely wrong. And then you slowly start seeing the world change around them. And then like it gets really scary when like there's a certain amount of the population that have changed into these like pod people and like they just move and like hide and like it's just very creepy. And
Are the
homeboy tried
original
to
bodies?
tell me, huh?
I'm about to ask, like, is the original like person still like there or like around, or is it like,
No, dude, it's a meat suit. Like they strip your whole shit.
oh
And they
shit?
like, yeah, dude, this shit is terrifying. And it's like imagine you're walking down the street and it's like a group of 20 people and they're just all hooded and then you walk around the corner and you see them and they all turn to you all at once. Terrifying. Terrifying. And
I got.
this dude in my DMs had the audacity to be like, "Nah, man, Xenomorphs are more scary." I'm like,
'Cause,
we
yeah,
can shoot a xenomorph.
yeah, and like you can
We have
see
a
it.
clear target.
Yes.
And also, like I said at the top of the whole story, I'm not getting in no abandoned ships. I'm not doing it. Like we have like there's a way to like avoid the danger. When there are people around you who are like who have this like where there's this silent invasion happening, that shit is terrifying. You never know who is who. Like
Yeah.
you can't
Are
just
they human?
outright
Yeah.
you can't outright attack the person because one, you don't know if it's like the actual person or like the pod person. And then two, the pod people will automatically know because they're programmed. They're not their
That's
programming
scary.
isn't to like take people out. So it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. So you have to kind of like assimilate, but then you're never going to properly assimilate. Like we're social creatures.
Yeah.
You only last but for so long. I
Man,
find that shit to be
that's a good
incredibly
point.
terrifying.
That's a good point.
That's
Like
that shit's scary.
that is like it's like what do you do about something like that?
What do
Like
you do?
like I just watched Parasite for the first time like this past like week or so.
So
So
good.
good. Sort
So
of like
good.
it sort of same mentality of like here are these aliens that like take over people, right? Like and
Right.
like their goal is to
Or
be
like they
kind of
infect your space.
yeah, and like you don't really have a good way of like telling who's who for like such a long time, and
Or
like
the
how brutal.
intentions. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's just scary to me, yo. That's like not to get on the election, but that's what makes this election so scary because there's so many people like
Who can you trust in a way, right?
you know what I mean? That's just scary. It's
Yeah.
good storytelling though.
Yeah.
The universe is out here writing its ass off, just like,
You
oh
know,
yeah.
it's the truth though. It's like, whew, that's a bar right there. Like
Dude,
it is,
it's so scary. It's
whew.
terrifying.
Especially like as we're
We
not
are the
so.
monster.
Yeah. Well, that's the truth though. It's like in our body, like this US body is like we are very split. And and it's,
Yeah.
like that's not too good. Like that doesn't bode well for human history, right?
It sure
So,
doesn't.
ooh, that's a good
But
point. Yeah.
we don't have to talk about it. We don't
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
get into details, but like, it is
Oh,
it's a very scary
so November 6th, right?
thing. Right. January 6th, actually. No.
Right. Oh God.
Let me stop.
But and then like what was the other questions like I was but I think that's really good, because I even like I need to like go back to like old movies, like I haven't seen a thing. I haven't seen
Oh, it's
like
so good, The Thing.
I know.
I know.
Even worse about a thing.
We are absolutely having movie nights
I would be down.
because
I would be
ain't
down.
no
Although
way.
the thing with movie nights is like I want to do like the fun, happy movies. I want to do Rush Hour movie night. I want to do
We could do one scary movie and then one happy movie to end the night.
Yay. Yeah. All right, there we go. Because I
I
think that
remember
I need to mix it
uh-huh.
up like that. I just need to mix it up. Like I'm also down for like serious movies, but like yeah,
Oh, that's
scary.
true
I
too.
guess like I just
Yeah.
need to figure out like the scary that I'm like, I just don't go for it. But like I'm not like so against it, but I'm not going for it.
We're gonna get you there, don't worry.
Okay. What would you say is like a good intro scary movie, I guess, or like a good, not even intro. I don't even care if it's intro. What is like a good scary movie? Like I send me into the deep end as long as it's like a good movie that like is like, oh, you need to see this. What would you say that is?
Ooh. I would say I don't see Parasite as being a scary movie.
No,
More of a
yeah, like I thought it
thriller,
was like a pretty
but that
cool
was really
thriller.
good.
Yeah.
One of my favorite scary movies is Hereditary.
Oh shit, yeah, that was the other one
Did
I
you
was
see
trying to
that?
think. No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
I was like one that like I was like, oh, like what was Midsommar, and then like I was thinking like Insidious and Hereditary. I hadn't seen any of those.
Insidious is pretty good.
Okay,
Insidious is fun. The big scares are kind of like spoiled from the internet now,
I haven't
so
seen anything.
they don't hit as much.
Okay,
Insidious is it's not bad. It's not my top movie,
okay,
but it's not bad. It's a fun movie. Like it's something you watch with friends and it's like, "Oh, look at that." Like you're
yeah,
looking for like an actual scare but like nothing too serious.
okay, good. But
Um
Hereditary though.
Hereditary is one of my favorite horror movies because I have family trauma. It's all
Uh
about family trauma.
oh, I got
And
you.
I'm telling you, Hereditary, that catharsis, it hits like no other.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
About
it's really
I feel
good.
like I understand now.
It's more like, wow, that really happened. I kind of feel better now. Like I don't have to hold my breath anymore.
Wow. Okay.
Like that kind of, at least for me, that's how it was. So
Okay.
like
I'm interested.
it's really good. It does get a little gory towards the end, but it's really good. It's more, I know you said like the psychological is like what messes you up. It is quite psychological though.
Yeah, I think that's like I just look I see like a little white girl, and just like looks dirty, and I'm just like, I don't know. This seems
Why are you dirty? You white. You're not supposed to be dirty.
exactly. I'm
Like
just like
you never
y'all
dirty.
leave
Like
my
something's not right here. The status quo is off.
Oh man, it's like what's going on? Why are you like this? I can't help you out with this.
I can't help if you dirty. Like I can't help
Well,
you.
I
I
can't
can't
do
do
for you.
it.
I
I'm
think a
not
lot
trying
of
to get
horror.
involved.
Oh man, like I tell you, Uzumaki also, right? Like is also the only
Oh
Junji Ito
gosh.
thing I've read, right? And not even
Yeah.
like the TV show Uzumaki. Like that's a whole nother thing too.
We don't have to talk about it.
Yeah, cool. See, you're wise. I'm like, let's talk about the things I like that are really iffy,
Right, right.
right? But for me, Uzumaki, like for me, because I read it and I liked
Mhm.
it, but I was also mad the whole time. I was like,
I
bro.
know. I saw your stories. You were like, "Why is nobody listening to Suichi?"
I was like, as soon as he was like, "Yo,
He was on it.
let's go," and everyone was like,
Why are we still here? Like, let's
that's
wrap
what
it
happens.
up.
That's just what happens." It's just like that is not what just happens. Like he is absolutely right. And as soon
Yeah.
as like the first bad thing happened, I was like, he's like, "We should go," and she's like, the main character, dumb as fuck. I was just
You're
like,
right. Right. Like,
like
period.
there was so many
You
like it's
don't have to be here.
exactly. The thing that like bothered me the most, I think, was like when I mean, she almost died like 3 times by this point, but like when
Mm.
the snail guy, right? The snail guy,
Mm.
and someone touches the snail guy, he becomes a snail guy, and then and then you see like the snail thing is like becoming worse. Like it just looked ugly, and then it made eggs and then,
And it made it with the other guy, the
yeah,
classmate.
the other guy, I was just
I
like,
mean, I don't know how I feel about that, but like, I want to say he deserved it, but at the same time, I'm like,
I was like, your whole
no,
stay. Don't get me wrong. Yes, bullies deserve bad things to them.
they deserve what they get, but that
Yeah,
was like a lot.
it was a
That
lot.
was a lot.
And then like you see the teacher stomping out the eggs. It's like, yes, although I don't think you should touch them, but hey,
Right.
I would use fire and just be like, all right, we're not doing this shit. But
Exactly.
when the teacher became a snail guy, and everyone's
Mhm.
just like, "Well, that's just what happens." I was like, what are we doing, y'all?
Right.
What? This is contagious. This is horrible. You guys gotta go. Like, it's
Oh
bad
my
enough seeing it's bad enough getting almost sucked into somebody's spiral vortex. It's
God.
bad enough
Right.
for your own hair choking you out and others because it doesn't want to be touched.
Right.
It's bad enough. There's so many things and for me, I think that's my thing with horror movies or horror. It's just like I would hope to not get into a situation and then just keep making it worse, like, oh, like here's an alien thing. Let me just poke it and bring it back to our our isolated spaceship to go do
Right.
research on it or whatever, right?
Right.
No.
The entire Alien franchise, all of these moves could have been avoided.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just like, what are we
it's so
doing?
entertaining, but at the
I
same
know.
time, it's like
I think
we
that's
don't
like,
have to do this, y'all.
exactly.
Like we don't
I
have to
think
do
that's
this.
where I'm coming from. It's like, why are we doing this, y'all? Like,
What's happening? Critical thinking skills. Does anybody possess them?
I mean, as I've seen from the election, more than half of us do not. But
Clearly not. Yes.
oh,
Clearly not.
I'm sorry to keep trying to bring you back into that.
Listen, I got my sticker right here. I'm
But
upset.
they
Okay,
didn't give
it
me a
sits on my
sticker.
desk.
They didn't give me a sticker. They just let me keep my ballot pusher thing, and I was like, I guess
That's crazy. You ain't get no sticker. Damn.
first time.
I
I
took the
was
sticker and I stole a pin.
like, ooh, that's
Look at that.
democracy right there.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I
You
didn't even get a
know?
pen. Like I gave me like just like a stylus thing.
Oh, it's a stylus too.
Okay,
It's probably a pin. You probably got a pin.
like it
Yeah.
clicks like writes and stuff.
Yeah, dude. Oh well, you can't really like see
That's
it,
pretty
but
cool. Yeah, that's
yeah.
cool though. No, mine is just like a stylus that I think bent immediately, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
It bent, it broke already.
Oh, I know. That's cool.
Wait, this was in Cali
Oh,
that
this
you
is
did it?
Texas. Yeah, I'm still registered in Texas actually.
Oh, okay.
hmm Yeah, no, California they take it serious. Like I like how California did it, whereas Texas, meh, people
We
trying
don't
to
have
go.
to talk about it. We don't
I
have to
know,
talk about
right?
it.
You are absolutely right. Well, I mean, let me keep asking. Like,
Oh,
what other
you
inspiration? Oh, go ahead.
asked me before. I just wanted to share this because I like
So I must
sharing
have
this.
ADHD myself too. Like I
I
just
think you do. I think a lot of us do,
I know
honestly.
at this
But
point, like it is what it is.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
You asked me before what I was afraid of,
Yes.
and I was holding on to that question because I like sharing the answer. Because I
Yes.
feel like people are not expecting this answer.
I'm excited. Like every answer you've given so far has been on point. So I'm excited to see like what are you afraid of?
I'm afraid of aliens. Honestly.
Which like any aliens or like a specific type? Like how so?
So
Like do you
when
read
I
manga
was
also?
I don't read Don Don. I know I need to get on it. I do. I reference Yukinobu Sensei's art a lot though, because his work is really, really good. But I
Yeah.
need to. I know. I'm gonna get
Okay.
on it.
Yeah, what aliens? That's interesting.
So there's no like specific type of alien.
Huh.
I guess because sometimes that language could be a little charged. We don't really say like, not to jump into the lecture again. We don't really say illegal aliens anymore. You know,
Like that's the
but
aliens you're afraid of.
that like mindset of like a foreign invader, that's not the type of alien.
Uh-huh.
I married a foreign invader, so it's okay. But I'm thinking more so like, like the 50s UFO, woo,
Yeah.
like that kind of stuff,
Uh-huh.
because there's no way we're the only like living thing
No,
out in the universe,
yeah,
right?
I personally think, yeah, first encounter is gonna happen sometime soon.
And that terrifies me. I don't know
You
what to
know,
expect.
you're not wrong. It was like, are we
And
ready
it
for it?
are we ready for it? And also, like, in what capacity is that gonna happen? Like, what are they gonna look like, right? Are they
Yeah.
gonna be like the minuscule things like from Invasion of the Body Snatchers? Are
Yeah.
they gonna be like the prawns from like District 9?
I
Or
was
are they
literally
gonna
about
be
to bring up
like,
69. I was like, what if it's like that? Like, where they're like, hey, we're pretty cool, and then humans do horrible things to them.
you know what I mean? And like we are like obviously we are just wired that way to be dumb and like do
Do the
cruel
worst
things
thing.
to
Yeah.
people, right?
Yeah.
If you know, if this election has taught us anything, it's that.
Yep.
But we don't have to talk
We're
about
gonna
it.
talk about
But
that.
but it's like that's another thing too. And then it's like, are we gonna get the Independence Day xenomorph type dudes that just like
Yeah.
come
Very
in,
close up.
yeah, like Mars
Yeah.
Attacks type shit.
Yep. Yep.
Just thinking about it is like scary.
I
I had a
think.
dream as a kid about something like
Oh no,
that.
go ahead. Yeah. What was
No,
your dream?
I had a so when I was in the Bronx, I was living with my mom and we lived in the projects and
And the Bronx.
the yeah, in the Bronx and the buildings were huge, like 14 floors.
Wow.
And we were on the 13th floor. Terrible floor to
That
live
sounds.
on. Terrible floor.
uh,
Um some people don't even have like 13th floors because like
yeah, I thought they skipped over 13.
they usually do because it's fucking bad luck number.
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
So
you lived on the 13th floor. That sounds like a horror movie.
lived and grew up on the 13th fucking
Wow.
floor
That
and terrible and across the street from us
Bronx.
was this like don't try to slander my borough. Godswill.
I don't know.
I hear it
I need to
creeping
go
in your
visit the
voice.
Bronx because only
I hear it creeping.
only hear the jokes, and then also literally before I went to New York this last time is like, hey, you're wearing a Pokemon shirt. Maybe you shouldn't wear that in the Bronx. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess yeah. Straight up.
Why?
They're just like it's too loud. You're gonna get attention to you. I was just like, oh, okay.
Oh my god. Ignore that person. You can wear whatever you want. It's not
Yeah,
that deep.
yay. Although we'll see. Anyways, I'll
You're
talk
not gonna go to it's fine. I'll be your tour guide when you go.
be playing my Pokemon Go on my two phones and just like la 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 la.
Not on the two phones. You carry one phone.
Okay, at least
That's
give
where
me
you
one
messed
phone.
up.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, friend,
But
can you tell me the direction to?
yoink.
Like,
But
I'll call you on my other phone, Gigi, when it gets snatched.
oh my god, if you can call me, but
All right. Gigi, help me. Anyways, it was your dream.
oh my god. So with the dream, across the street from my mom's building is like a senior citizens building.
Okay.
All this run by the same projects, but like their building was considerably shorter. It was like maybe like 7 floors.
Jeez.
So I could see the roof of their building from
Okay.
like the window of my building.
Also, there's elevators in these buildings, right?
Yes, there are.
Okay, cool.
But
Like that's a lot.
I have plenty of experiences where they have broken down and I had to walk up the stairs.
Fun times.
Fun times. Public housing.
Strong
Love
legs. Okay.
Literally strong legs. So in the dream though, like it was really weird. Like the sky changed colors. It was like a purple bluish thing. And like there were like these little sauces. It was really giving like Mars Attacks, but like it was like giving Mars Attacks and also like disaster movies. Like the sky changed colors. It was really grim, really bleak. And there were these like little sauces that would like have cameras on them and like spy on people. And like as they would catch people, they would like laser them.
Oh.
And they would like poof, like disintegrate. Like War of the Worlds. Terrifying movie also. War of the Worlds is scary to me.
I need to like watch it. Like I feel like I've gone through like the audiobook long ago or something like that. Like the radio.
Yeah, the original. Yeah.
So I need
that
to,
movie is scary. And basically they would like shoot people, and then you had like the actual big aliens, like the physical aliens.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, you know, the cute little green, not green, but like green or gray with the big eyes.
Yeah.
It's like those guys, but like on steroids.
Oh,
And like they were
okay.
like big and like brolic and like they have the big eyes. They look like the engineers from Prometheus.
Okay.
But that I don't remember if I saw Prometheus at that time, and that was like subconsciously weaving in, or if this was before I saw Prometheus.
Oh
But
man.
they're basically like the engineers, like in
Oh.
my mind, in this dream. And in the dream, I was trying to like sneak out of my building and like get to safety because I was like, I'm not staying here to see one of those guys. I'm out of here. And then like the elevator like broke down and it was like the elevator shaft. I was like, that's not gonna work. So I had like escaped out of the building and I like was dodging the like little, you know, UFO guys or whatever. And like I came upon like one of the big dudes and I was like, oh, and it was like 8 feet tall. It was huge. And like I'm 5'3". I'm a little guy. So I'm like, I'm running around trying to like get to safety.
Yeah.
Bro, I woke up from that dream and I was in a cold sweat. It's like
Golly.
never again.
And the fact that
Never
also you
again.
remember it too. Like I usually don't remember my dreams, you know. So
When
I
it's
remember
vivid enough,
yeah.
when it's like scary enough or like vivid, like something shocking enough, I remember it. And
Jeez.
then sometimes with my dreams, like sometimes my dreams move like TV shows. It's like this was part 1 and I'll go to
Wow.
sleep and then it won't be the same time. I don't know when it'll happen, but then I'll go to sleep and I'll dream and it'll be like, oh, welcome to part 2. And then the story will continue.
Like we're still doing this?
Why are we still here? Like,
Oh my.
there's
Golly.
nothing else for me.
Sheesh, that's wild. Have you done any alien drawings or any storylines like that?
I have not. There's an old sketchbook that I have. I don't know if it's here, but it might be in my closet somewhere. But I actually drew out what these dudes look like. I can't remember if I dated it. If I dated it, then I'll be able to tell if I watched Prometheus around that time or not. But I did a drawing of what these guys look like, and they are huge. Like, but other than that, I haven't done like many alien. I'm too scared to do all that. I'm scared.
I don't blame you with that. Like honestly, that
Aliens
would
are
be
scary.
terrifying.
I do have one shot actually that I was working on. It's just like in the back burner, but it is like a one shot. I was planning to do like a 30-page thing,
Ooh,
and it's like an alien story.
maybe what's next for the one shots?
That story doesn't have legs to continue though.
Okay.
That is more like
It just
a
be like a straight up one shot and
just a straight up one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that one, I wonder if oh, you might get an exclusive on the podcast.
Ooh. Ask the right questions, see what you get, right?
Exactly. Wait, hold on. If I can find the book.
I do think.
Let's see.
For me, it's like I get what you mean with aliens. Like
they're scary, dude.
You know, although I feel like I don't know, after Mass Effect, I'm just sort of like, maybe they'll be nice. You know, maybe we can work together against the big aliens. Then again, they're fighting against big aliens too, so I don't know about that.
Yeah. Really? Mass Effect is you're like, oh well, maybe they're okay.
Yeah, I'm like, funny enough, like it's straight up. Yeah, they're fighting these big aliens, and then like even like Gantz, they're taken by big aliens, like
terrifying.
Yeah, and then also
dude.
Gantz is just terrifying as a whole.
Terrifying.
You know,
yeah, Gantz as a concept is
up and they
terrifying.
Kill you. And then like one of my favorite games of all time, XCOM, like is like humans versus aliens, but then like the aliens are scary and big, and it's like, oh, Earth might be screwed, and except that we're like reverse engineering their plasma weapons to like fight them back. So maybe you were right.
It's scary stuff, bro. It's freaking scary. I cannot find that book. I don't know.
I'm excited to hear what you think about Dawn to Dawn when you started too.
So I read
the first chapter.
I read the first chapter. So okay. I don't share. Well, I'm not going to share this because I'm not trying to get blackballed by the industry.
So what about this?
We did have like a group reading in my Discord. We have like a manga book club. It's not active anymore. I'm trying to get it back, but I've been like, it's been busy, so I haven't had a chance to like
that's fair.
get on it.
This gave me a literal idea. I was like, maybe I should try something like that for Viz. But continue, sorry.
You better credit me and like have me in as like a collaborator.
Thank you, gave me the idea for doing a manga book club for Viz.
I want to be a collaborator on that.
Hey.
Let's do it. But anyway, yeah. So we did have a manga book club. Bless you. We did have a manga book club, and we didn't read it there, but one of the members in the Discord was like, "Oh, I'm reading this new manga I found," and we were like, "Oh, okay." He was like, "Oh, let's do some voice acting and read it together," and I was like, "I will not be doing that, but I'll be here as y'all are doing it, and I'll pay attention and watch."
Uh,
So it's like people who are in the Discord, like in my Discord, who have like day oneers that have like were here for that experience. This is like one of our core like memories in the in the Discord, like this story. And it was the one guy who, and I'm trying to like avoid using people's names, but
yes.
even though it's not their real names, but um one guy, he brought in the story, and it ended up being Dan Dan, and like we didn't know how big it would get at the time, but as we were reading it, he was doing voiceovers. um and then another guy was doing voiceovers who's like local to New York, and he has a very New York accent. Like this kid has like the meanest like you're not gonna mistake where this guy's
Hey,
from.
yo, dead ass.
Yeah, literally. Like this is like accent, like he sounds like people I went to school with. Like it's very New York. And then my mod was also in the server, and we were like, I think my mod had jumped in and was doing voiceovers too as they were reading Dan Dan. And like I'm listening and I'm like thoroughly entertained. And they're killing these voices. But then I think the one dude who's like super, super duper New York, he ended up playing. So my mod played Ayase, is that her name?
Yeah, Momo. Yeah.
Momo? Yeah. So
Yeah.
my mod played Momo. The guy that introduced us to the manga played Okarun,
Yes.
right? And
Yeah.
then
You were doing
and then
Turbo Granny.
New York dude did Turbo Granny.
I was like, oh god.
He was like, "Hey, yo, son, suck on these teeth," and I was like,
I was like, oh god.
I lost it. He played Turbo Granny and the Aliens. He played Turbo Granny and the Aliens, and yo, I fucking lost it. His accent. He tried so hard to change his voice, and I was I was like, "You're not getting rid of that accent, bro."
Oh man, I love New York accent also, and also
It was so funny.
that's
It was
hilarious.
so funny.
You got to continue with it. Like the first chapter is like the most wild, but like
Yeah.
I mean, it's a wild series, but like not like crazy like the first chapter the whole time. So I think that's my fear the whole time of like people getting into it, just like watch out for the first episode, but
Yeah.
still give it a chance.
As I was going through the chapter, because like I said, I was referencing the art, and like I was going through all the different chapters, and as I was going through it, I started like picking some stuff up. I wasn't reading everything, but I was like, oh, interesting. Okay. I know no plot points, but just like visually, like going through it, I was like, okay, I'm seeing some stuff.
Okay.
But speaking of crazy first chapters, having gone through this experience with Viz in the one shot, I understand now why like Japanese manga could do that.
Like go crazy.
I get it now. Yeah, I get it now. I get it.
I guess like that big hook, I guess, right? To get people to be like, huh?
To just keep people going, to just keep people going. And it's like, I get it now. I get it now. I get now why like Chainsaw Man's first chapter was the way that it was, and like all these first chapters. I get it. That was a lot of gore, that first chapter.
Yeah, it was.
That was
very violent. Like, oh damn, like they killed him in the first episode, right?
He died, and then he took mad people out towards the end of the first chapter.
Yeah.
And I get it now. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah, especially these guys. Yeah, like that whole lineage, I guess. Like Chainsaw Man and Fire Punch and.
Oh my God, Fire Punch! Jeez Louise, what a story!
That was crazy. That first like 2 volumes were just like, this is the most wild stuff.
Dude, the whole thing was like.
I mean, yeah,
that was actually something that we read in the book club, and like
the whole thing.
Wow. It was, and like it depends on who's available to come or whatever. But for sure, like me, my mod, Kage, like we were locked in at one point, 1 year, and we did like a bunch of different stories. We messed up because we did Fire Punch, and then we did No Longer Human,
Oh boy.
the Osamu Dazai, but
Definitely.
it was the Junji Ito adaptation.
Yeah.
And then we did one more before that. I forgot what it was. Yo, those 3 months, because is every month we have to read a certain amount. And if it's a smaller work thing of work, like Fire Punch, we'll read the whole thing for that month. And we read the we read those two, and then it was another one that we read the month before. And yo, me and my mom were like, "Yo, what's going on with these choices? Like, what's
I was
happening?"
like, that shows like quite the bunch to go to, huh?
But we didn't know it was gonna be like that. And as we're reading it, we came like towards the end of the like it's usually like the last Sunday of the end of the month, that we'll like meet up and then we'll discuss like what like we read and like the story and like our thoughts or whatever, favorite parts, worst parts, whatever. um and because a lot of people that are in my server are like trying to also do manga, it's like we're trying to be very story critical and like critical thinking stuff.
Yeah.
And we would go through it. Yo, we finished Fire Punch and we were like, ooh. But then the next month was No Longer Human, and we were like, ugh.
Really done to yourself. Yeah, I think after Fire Punch, you need to like have like a palate cleanser, you know?
A palate cleanser. I didn't
Yeah.
realize, and I don't remember if I might have chose No Longer Human, and I had no idea about
It just
Desai's
sounds
work.
wild though.
Right, but it's like it's Junji Ito. I thought it was like there is like a little bit of levity in Junji Ito's work,
Yeah,
like
yeah, that's true.
absurdity, where it's like
Okay, that's the words. Yeah,
it's just messing around. There
yeah,
was no levity in No Longer Human. I was like, we were
yeah.
like, ooh, like
Oh yeah, no, like I was
that
just
was a
like,
rough few months.
you sound
Me and
pretty hardcore with that because I'm like, not me, man. Like after Fire Punch, I was like, I need some comedy.
dude,
No longer
that's
human
why we went to
sounds
Junji
messed up.
Ito, because I thought there would be like a little bit of like absurd, like fun absurdity. No such thing. No
Oh,
such thing.
no longer
Yo,
human just sounds like that sounds like the most hardcore thing to me, anyways.
I guess what I should have done, because I didn't realize it was an adaptation at the time.
Yeah,
What I should have done, I should have researched it a little bit more, because like to
it's
this
good that
day,
you don't.
me,
It's good you
nah,
don't
but
research.
like, yeah.
Yeah, just
In the moment,
yeah,
like as an experience, it was fun because I didn't research it. But
yes.
like to this day, me and my mom be like, "Damn, you remember that one year, them 3 months, 3 months of hell?" Just like
Messed up our mental states for a minute, honestly, with that.
we were so scarred, bro. I forget what we read after that, but we did read something a little more like lighthearted
That's
afterwards.
good. Yeah, I was like,
Um, but it that 3 months was brutal, yo. And it was
God,
in the middle of the summer, and we were just like,
what are we doing?
"What are we doing?"
Hold, wait a minute. That's a
That
lot.
thing, oh man, I'm sorry, I'm laughing too hard. It's
No,
one
no,
of
no,
those things
no.
like you had to be there, but it was like, but you read it, so like like
Yeah,
imagine back to back, like the whole like it was rough. It
that
was rough,
sounds like a lot, honestly. But I'm
bro. Our
glad to
soul
hear
left our bodies
that. Right?
that summer.
It is. That's why you're here right now, right? Making it happen. Golly.
Exactly,
Well,
exactly.
what anything that I guess we can expect next from you, or like anything that you have in mind as public or that you're down to talk about at the moment?
I can talk a little bit. Definitely more Resenter is coming.
Oh, good.
Um,
Glad to hear
I
that.
can't get I can't get too much into that, but for sure more Resenter is coming.
Okay.
The like you said, like the reception has been pretty good, which I am humbled by, and like kind of like I don't want to say surprised. I my intuition tells me that like Resenter is a good story, but like you never know, you know what I mean, like when
Yeah.
other people read it, like
Until
how
you
they're
put it
gonna
out
take
there.
it.
Hmm.
Right, exactly. So I don't want to like
Be like, oh yeah, this is
get
shit.
overconfident. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
There's
But
like
I think that's a good mentality though. Like it's good, you enjoy it, but also like cautious humility, not cautious humility, but like like you're like, yeah, let's just see how the people feel about it.
let's see how this goes, because
Yeah.
like I don't know everything. I've been writing for a long time, but I certainly don't know everything, and like working with like Sasaki-san has been an eye-opener, and like
Mhm.
it's been very interesting to see how like editors, like Japanese editors, work versus American editors, because there is a
Mhm.
difference. And that's been like, it's just been eye-opening on like what things are prioritized on one side and what things are prioritized on the other side.
Are you
But
gonna try to do like more Japanese manga side things, or like how do you feel about that?
as
I
far
guess
as what?
like more. Are you gonna try like more Western side? Um,
Publishers?
yeah, publishers, or like I guess like would you try more like with manga type of style?
I mean my style is rooted in manga, so like that my style is my style there, but as far as like who I'm working with, for sure I am working with more Western publishers. Um I am also looking to work with more Japanese publishers also.
Okay.
There there are some changes rummaging about in the industry. I'm sure you know, or maybe you don't know.
I
I'm
was
sure
like, I
you
don't
know.
even know actually. I was
Oh,
like,
maybe not.
like,
But there are some like rummages. There are things happening where like that is looking like more of a possibility for foreign mangaka.
okay,
So I'm looking to continue that. Um, but I am also I just like good projects. So it's like wherever, as far as like my original stuff, I am more looking to either self-publish certain works, but also work with like Japanese publishers on certain works. Um, but with like American publishers or Western publishers, if they got a good story, I'm down. Or if they
okay,
just like let me do what I want, I'm down. I don't. I'm open to all. I don't know. I'm open to all
yeah.
sides of this,
The
I
world.
guess.
Let's see where it goes. I like the idea of just like
It's
putting
my
yourself out there.
oyster.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm
it's
just
exactly
putting
your
myself
oyster.
out
This is
there.
time to do these moves, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
Project specific wise though, definitely Resenter is going to be around. So stay tuned for that.
dope.
I actually wrote it down in my planner.
Ooh,
Hold up. Ooh.
okay.
Y'all getting y'all couldn't get the artwork exclusive because I don't know where that folder is at.
Yeah.
But you might get the project exclusive.
Ooh, ooh,
There's also ooh, there's some more like little art book stuff that I want to do. So
ooh.
like zine kind of stuff that I would
Uh-huh.
like to do. Um and then more one shots for sure. More one shots. Like horror one shot stuff.
Okay.
There is there is also speaking of Western publishers, there is a anthology, horror anthology that I worked on with Abram Books that is like coming out soon. So January, it's coming out January next year for Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Ooh.
So they have a horror anthology
My mom wouldn't let
with
me
Are
watch
You
that
Afraid
show
of
growing up.
She didn't let you?
No, she didn't like horror. She definitely didn't like horror stuff. So she
My
was like,
family didn't either.
yeah, like even like Scooby Doo type of stuff. She didn't like
Oh,
that.
that's wild. My family was so I grew up Catholic, but
Uh-huh.
my family, like my mom and like all of them was Jehovah's Witness.
Oh wow.
I couldn't even watch Harry Potter growing up. Like I couldn't
Oh
watch nothing.
damn.
So yeah, but my mom would let me watch stuff. But like we ain't have no cable, so it wasn't much to watch.
Oh.
But so
Oh, growing
yeah,
up, but I'm glad we made it though.
indeed. Look at us now.
Yep, yep. We out here having fun,
We out here, right?
making things happen,
Being
right?
being grown, being
Yeah, look at
adults.
us.
Who
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Right?
would have thought?
But yeah, that's why I'm really proud of you. You know, it's like you're leading the charge, especially for Black horror mangaka. That's really cool, honestly. You know, I was like, I had to
Thank
talk.
you.
Yes, I'm excited for you. Your art's fantastic, and Resenter. I was like, this is special right here. More people should read it. It's short, 50 pages. That honestly, it makes me think about like life and like how do I feel about if it's get abruptly ended. Like, what would I want from it? But I think it looks beautiful. I'm excited for more people to check it out. I'm excited for more Resenter to come out too.
Thank you kindly. And your wish is my command.
Oh boy, oh boy. Where can people
Oh
find
boy,
you
oh
at?
boy. So you can find me. I'm all over the internet. I'm mostly on Instagram. So Gigi underscore Murakami, like Takashi Murakami, the artist, same last name. And then everywhere online, it's at Gigi Murakami. And then I have a website, gigimurakami.art, and an online store, gigimurakami.store. So I made it
Yo,
very simple for people.
look at you. Bam, just the name right there. Bam, it's a cool
Just
name.
the
Cool,
name.
cool chick. Gotta check her
Thank you
stuff out.
kindly.
I'm very excited to see what's coming out, and if I can help out with anything, you let me know.
Absolutely. I appreciate
Dope,
that. Thank you.
dope, dope, dope. Yeah, thanks so much for your time, and to everyone that's listening or watching or whatever. Thank you guys for joining us. I would love to hear what you're afraid of. I'm not
Wait
afraid
a
of anything.
minute.
What?
I was just about to say, what are you afraid of? I know
No.
you was about to say I'm not afraid of nothing. That is a lie and a half.
I know, honestly. I was like, what am I afraid of?
You afraid of the Bronx, cause like
No, I want to go to the Bronx, and everyone's just like, oh, I'm just like, I think
I
I want like a reason to go there. It's like I wouldn't
pizza.
go. Yeah,
I will
pizza.
take you to the Bronx. Yeah, they have
Okay,
pretty good pizza in the
all
Bronx.
right. Next time I'm there, I'm afraid of the cold. Like I would hate to die in the cold. I would rather die in the heat than the cold. Yeah. What else?
Really? Oh
Yeah,
well,
I
I
hate the
mean
cold.
both are pretty bad. Both are
Yeah,
pretty
but
bad
I'd
in the cold
rather
too.
be like, oh, melting versus like I'm freezing and I die.
Damn.
Yeah. Um, what else am I afraid of? I gotta think about this. Um,
Ain't no way. You just peaceful as a lamb, huh? There's nothing.
that comes up at least like right now because like I feel like I would hate to drown. I don't want to drown. Um,
Drowning sucks. Drowning
yeah,
sucks.
yeah. But that's why like over the summer I was trying to work on swimming.
I did see that. That was
It's like I don't.
funny.
I'm not gonna die like a stereotype. Damn it.
You was out there with
It
your
was so
cap
people for swimming
on.
the whole week, the whole month, the whole summer. It was just like
I did see that. I was chronicling that.
I'm
It was
ready. I kept thinking, like you remember, like I forgot where like they did like the chair. Like there was like the black group versus the white group, and then like
Oh, in Alabama,
yeah, like yeah,
that
there
like
we go. They
fight
threw
that
the
broke
crap.
out in the
Yeah,
hat. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And I keep thinking to myself, like, could I swim from the boat to the?
That is a wild like that's that's
There
a
were
wild
multiple ways I was like, I need to learn how to swim in case I am needed. Is like
God's will. But that's a wild barometer, bro. Like, that's so
I got a lot going on. I've thought about a lot of these things. There's
that's
a lot of swimming
crazy.
things for sure that I was like, what if I'm needed for that situation? What if
Right.
the kids are drowning and I'm the only one for some reason who can help the kids drowning? Can I
Right.
carry a kid or two while I'm swimming? I kept thinking about that. I was like, Titanic, can I survive? Or am I gonna
Right.
die like touch the water? You
I'm
know. Like a PS1 video game, you touch the water, you die. Is that gonna be
right.
me?
The
No,
camera is just spinning.
yeah, I'm trying, so I'm working on it. What else am I afraid of? Like space scares me for sure, but I'm like, we're not even there yet
Mm.
for space. If for some reason I'm in space right now, hopefully it's like Guardians of the Galaxy, where it's like I get taken by aliens and it's like here's alien
It's
life,
fun
right?
aliens.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
trees.
Hopefully.
Right.
Well, I think like a good 2/5 of them were scary aliens for sure. But
They brawl. They
yeah,
brawl.
yeah. At least I'm surviving. I gotta think about this more, but
Space is scary though. I
yeah,
I will second that.
I
Even when
think
it's not like an alien, like one of the alien movies. Like,
yes.
did you ever see Gravity?
I need to. Like I missed it on theaters, and then I was
What's
I was
going
going back.
on? Anyway, it's fine.
Yeah,
It was really good though. It was really
yeah.
good. It is one of those like you got to see it in the theater
IMAX. I
experiences.
think that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But anytime those like them space movies, it's just as scary.
yeah.
Armageddon, like
I know.
very
Honestly,
scary
I'm just
stuff.
like I don't want to go to space until like is like way more normalized. Like I would never be like, hey, you're the first people going to Mars. Absolutely not.
I'm good.
You
I'm
would?
good. I
Yeah,
said no.
exactly.
I
Right.
said I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm with
100%.
you.
I like
No
her.
abandoned ships.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly. I'm
chilling.
not that guy. I'm not. I'm not the Martian. I'm not Interstellar. Interstellar. That's funny.
That came out. That came out.
I'm not any
primal
of that.
primal emotions.
Yeah,
Fears
exactly.
primal. You start slipping the way you speak.
Mm.
Interstellar? No, but I feel you on that. The
Yeah,
Martian and Interstellar is like scary
I
for
couldn't.
sure.
No
I
annihilation.
would die.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
Yeah,
let me out the airlock. Like I will freeze and just
It
I will
was
bob. I will bob away. That's it. Yo, we could wrap this up like quick.
yes.
I'm gonna make this quick, but in Interstellar, when like what was it? They went to that one planet, and then like the tides were like mad high in that planet,
Yep.
and then like it it started becoming like the thing of like time. Like if they did the wrong thing, like it'd be like 10 years like
Yeah.
later. That kind of
Yeah.
just put me out the airlock. I'm bound. I
Yeah.
can't. I'm not that decisive to like figure like we're gonna lose 10 years for me trying to make this. I just
I know, right? Like I was
just
like,
do one of
yo,
these.
this is
I
heavy stuff
can't.
right here. Yep.
That's scary to me. Like we'll lose 10 years if you like make the wrong decision. I'm like,
Yeah.
do you? Is there any other way to like panic a Gemini with ADHD? Like that is the best way to panic a Gemini with ADHD. Make the right decision,
I know.
or we are
I would be
all
stressing out.
messed
Although I would
up.
still rather do that. At least like I think there's a lot that scares me, but like I'm hoping that like as like I see it, I would just be like, okay, here's the situation, here's the deal with it, cool. Versus like I don't know what to do. There's nothing to do. It's just cosmic
What
forces.
is then? Let's try to end it on this note then. What is like an irrational, like nonsensical, this would never happen in the real world, but like let's just go with it kind of fear do you have? It could be anything from a movie to a game to a story. It could be like a story's world, like just nonsensical.
Because that's a good question. Like, because I was even thinking like Bloodborne, like where it gets to be like that.
I haven't played that. I heard
Uh,
it's good though.
it's great, fantastic. Like the horrors that are in it, like the cosmic, like who's like the 18th century or no 17th century writer? He had like the racist name for the cat. Um, what is his name?
Oh, are you talking about Lovecraft?
Lovecraft, yes, Lovecraft and
Yeah.
horror, yeah, exactly. Like it's like that.
Yeah, like Elder Gods. Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Lovecraftian stuff.
Uh-huh. And
Hmm.
I think that would freak me out, but also I'm just sort of like, if
I
we're in
feel
this
that
world. I mean, that would freak me out in the real world, especially if I can't do anything about it, Like at least in
for
Bloodborne,
sure.
it's like, all right, die cosmic horror, whereas the
Right.
cosmic horrors that happen here, like honestly, Uzumaki, especially towards the end, like freaked me out, and I'm just like, I would just, what's the point of trying to survive this? I guess,
Dude, after that lighthouse at Uzumaki, I'm out of there. I'm out.
Yeah, it was just like, what are
I'm
we doing,
done.
y'all?
I'm
I
done.
Yeah, I wouldn't want something like I can't understand and it makes no sense and just like
It
this
just
is what
happens
happened.
though.
Yeah.
Watch Hereditary. I want to know what you think about Hereditary.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, I'm interested to see about that. Yeah.
You won't understand that until later though, I think.
Oh
But
boy.
I'm excited.
I'm nervous, but yeah. I don't think I'll watch it unless I'm in a group setting. I think I will screw myself up if I do it by myself.
I will host it.
All right, let me know. All right.
Okay.
Gigi, it was fantastic having you on. I gotta have you back on, especially like once like more moves. Both me and you are able to make more moves too.
Heck yeah.
Yes,
Let's
I'm
do
excited
it.
for you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. Peace and love.